New real estate commission rules go into effect this weekend.
Yeah, it impacts everyone involved in home sales and could mean thousands of dollars in savings. And joining us now with details is licensed real estate broker and one of the stars of Selling the Hamptons.
Yay.
Sounds fancy. Bianca D'Alessio, thank you for being here.
Thanks for having me.
Were you at the white party?
Well, I was not at the white party this year.
That's all you want to know about.
Exactly.
Let's talk about what you're here for.
Let's talk about it. It's so confusing.
In the easiest way for people who aren't really,
Yes.
keen to real estate, how would you describe these new rules?
Well, the biggest thing to note is that it's very different for how it's impacting New York City and the rest of the country. Because this law and this ruling is impacting every single market a little bit differently. So let's focus on New York City.
Okay.
The two biggest things to note is that there's no longer, you can't offer a buyer's agent compensation in the MLS. So you won't see that field for what we're offering for compensation if you're being represented by a buyer's agent. And the second thing is there's a decoupling of commissions in listing agreements. So when a seller retains a licensed real estate broker to work for them, there's going to be a line for what the buyer's agent is being compensated and what the seller's agent is being compensated. That is the change. There is no more panic than that. We just need to be aware of what that means for how we operate business.
So how does it impact everyday person there? And because for years there's been this thing where in the real estate business where realtors have been like, oh, my commission is 9% or 6%, 3%. They've just been pulling it out of places.
Yes.
And
Good for those agents. They had a lot of confidence.
Bad for the normal person.
Yes.
So how does this change impact us?
So the first thing is compensation has always been negotiable. It always has been. Just the agents had so much confidence that they were saying, this is what my fee is, and they were holding firm to it.
Wow.
But it's always been a point of negotiation. So now we're just bringing that to the front lines, that it becomes an even bigger topic of conversation. So the most important thing right now for buyers, because this whole thing stemmed with trying to protect buyers and having more visibility in the marketplace, is for buyers to be aware when they're working with an agent to have the conversation about compensation up front. But for New York City's concern, it's always been standard practice that the seller pays the agent commission, and I think that's still going to be the case that we see here.
Okay, so we have a little bit of a scenario. Let's say a home is selling for about $600,000. What could the commission sale be now versus after August 17th?
Okay.
When the sellers can negotiate.
So it's going to be the same. Generally, we see commissions at 6%. Maybe they're 5%. A 6% commission is $36,000. If you split that evenly, typically we used to split compensation evenly between the seller's agent and the buyer's agent, so $18,000 to each side. Now that field is not there, right, in the MLS anymore, so it's not an automatic 3% that's being offered out. The seller's agent could decide to keep 4%. They could decide to keep 5%. They can decide to keep 6%. However, if they're keeping 6%, that's not in the best interest of doing fair business in the marketplace. So smart brokers who want to do business, who want to transact and sell properties, will continue to cooperate with buyers' agents and will be compensating them. And that's what I think we're going to see in the
What
market.
overall impact will this have on the real estate market nowadays? You know, things are a little,
Shaky.
shaky. Interest rates are rocky. I mean, and we're at a time where we don't know what's going on. But what impact does it have on the overall market?
On the overall market, different from New York City, is markets right now in suburban America are highly, highly competitive because of interest rates, because of low inventory. So in markets where there is not a need to cooperate with buyers' agents because there are so many buyers in the marketplace, buyers may need to be prepared to be paying agent fees. Ultimately, I do think this actually pushes up the price of real estate because you have to take on more fees. But again, it remains to be seen how this actually plays out. The most important part is to not panic because we're still going to continue transacting. The market will still be the market, and we still need to all do deals and sell homes.
All right.
Do all parties in the Hamptons have Dom P?
What?
Like, is it
I mean, the
caviar
best
as you
ones.
walk
Let's leave
in?
that question for after.
What is it like?
Bianca, thank you so much for joining us
you for
today.
having
We
me.
appreciate you for breaking all of this down for us.
Is it caviar?